guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Gun Talk. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about something that's becoming a little bit more popular amongst firearm owners, and with the micro-Roni kit, and people just thinking that high capacity is all the rave. That brings us to our video today. The drum magazine for Glocks. And then we're going to be talking a little bit about converting them from 40 to 9 and so forth. These magazines, they're cool. Some would say. Everybody's got to have them, but the thing is, nobody's concealed carrying them and things like that. Excuse me. It's just a lot of people like them. So I figure, why not? Let's go ahead and see how these things work. And there is one that I've had loaded for about a year now, and I've done this to a few drum magazines I've owned. I've had them lined up for about a year, and then I go to test the reliability aspect of them and see if they can hold up and perform after being under that much tension for that long period of a time. So just bear with me, guys, and sorry if the sound cuts in and out. There's live fire going on, so just try to enjoy the video, and hopefully you guys think of this when you go to get your drum magazines, and I hope it helps you guys. So stay tuned. Meet me out on the range in a little bit.
See the bullet hole.
Alright, so as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about the drum magazines here. Today we got the Glock 22 with the 50 round drum for this thing. I mean, like I said, they get a lot of people like these and whatnot. Like I said earlier, the micro-Roni kit, these things made them really popular. But today we're talking about just the Glock itself. And now with this, I typically test mine out for about a year to see how they hold up. So I'll let you guys be the judge of that, and you guys can see if this is a yay or nay product. Also, we have the Glock 22 conversion barrel that converts your Glock 40 over. Once again, sorry we are around live. So in the event that it comes out, just bear with me, guys. So hope you guys enjoy. First, we're going to test the standard Glock 22 magazine, and then we're going to go for the and whatnot. Just bear with me. And I know this is so be mindful of your ears and whatnot.
I don't think so, as long as it's open and pointing down range.
Alright, so guys, now we're going to put this drum magazine. Like I said, we're not necessarily going for accuracy at this point. We're just going for, to see if the gun is perfect with the standard magazine. Test drum with aluminum case ammo. So if aluminum case ammo goes off, it will cause maybe. I'm going to say maybe. I'm not going to say for a fact. It may cause a little bit too much expansion and cause there to be failure to eject. So this one, I've kind of set this one up for failure. So we're going to see how it goes so far. So, like I said, I'm not going for accuracy. I just want to see if the gun itself works with the standard and then with the drum. So, kind of be all over the place a little bit on this one, but if I want to shoot for competition, then I'll do that at a different time. Like I say, this drum, it's made in and you know, a lot of people like them. You know, a lot of people like them, but I want to see if I like it, and I want to see how it handles under a year, a little bit more than a year of spring tint. This one back in 2019. You know.
It's top half. Plus we get to shoot for like $1. I'm having a hard time.
Honestly, this thing, it is awkward as hell. I mean, you can't get a good, like it, I mean, the bench in the way, maybe things would be a little bit more comfortable, but as far as the actual functionality of it, so far so good. Like I said, I can't get a good grip and a good, you know, so far it's a little bit of a hindrance, but I'm going to charge that to myself. I'm not going to say that this is because of the drum. You know, I mean, like I say, so far the drum is doing what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to feed shots up the ramp and out the door, so to speak. So, let me try again. You know, so far I'm noticing that the weight of this thing, it is crazy, but the best thing about that is the further you go up running these rounds here, it gets a little bit lighter, but I must say it is a bit uncomfortable. At this point, like I said, my accuracy is completely off. Like I said, I'm not going to charge that to the drum, but it's just uncomfortable for me to shoot personally. You know, like I said, a lot of these guys, they put these things in these micro-roni kits and whatnot, so it may work for them. But so far, out of the gun itself, you know, with my current situation, I'm not really seeing it. It is cool, though. You know, it is cool. Like I said, it serves a purpose for something. Like I said, I've set this thing up for failure to the point where I've loaded it with aluminum case and it's been loaded for well over a year now. So far, it has not missed a beat, and I mean, you know, I don't want to bet money on it, but I think that this thing is gonna, you know, do what it's supposed to do throughout the whole 50 rounds in here. So, like I say, this is once again, we're going to take a break. I mean, I'm truly grown with, you know, having my arm extended for time with, you know, ammo. You know, but so far, this itself has not failed. You know, it's doing what it's supposed to do. So, like, this one's completely now. I do have another one in here that I just loaded this morning. So I'm going to see how that one goes. But like I say, so far, this thing has not missed a beat. I mean, it's exactly what it's supposed to do. And I think that's it. That's it. This thing is empty. I mean, it didn't miss a beat not one time. You know, so far this drum, it did what it was supposed to do. You know, I'm not surprised because, like I said, a lot of people, you know, they use these things and, you know, they wouldn't be in business for that long if they didn't have a pretty decent product. So I mean, they must be doing something right. You know, this was loaded with aluminum case ammo, so that myth has kind of been busted a little bit. I mean, I haven't had any failure to eject. I haven't had anything. Quite honestly, I went in with reservations about doing this one. I mean, it's, you know, it's been loaded for well over a year. Ammo, and I didn't know what to think about it. So you guys see that it works. It works. So guys, so far I've noticed that after being elevated, I'm able to get a little bit more grip and my accuracy has improved. So, I mean, so far the around 9 magazine that I just loaded today, I haven't missed the beat. So now I'm gonna keep on going, and like I said, I'm not a gambling man, but I'm almost willing to bet that this thing isn't gonna fail you. At least not today. All right. Whew. Like I told you guys, after shooting that thing at an extended rate, I mean, it's, you know, your arms get tired. But other than that, I mean, these things have not missed a beat. I just loaded this one today, so it is brand new, but the other one has been loaded for well over a year. They both fired the same. So I'll let you guys determine your own circumstances as to whether or not you want to get one. But I mean, these things have not missed a beat. I mean, they've done what they set out to do. So if you guys are considering getting one, why not? Why not? You know, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is a pretty cool thing to have, and I mean, I think these things were about, both of them were about 60 bucks. I mean, for 60 bucks, you know, that's not bad. You know, if you guys decide to get the macaroni kit or a drum or whatever, you know, do some research and just make sure you guys are safe with your firearms and whatnot. And as a special treat, like I promised you guys in my last video, or like I promised a few posts on my social sites and whatnot, you guys can follow our Instagram at Safe Firearm Training. Like I had posted on there and on a few Facebooks and whatnot, I was gonna shoot my my Masterpiece Arms Mac 10 clone. You know, it ain't the original Mac, so don't crucify me in the comments, but it gets the job done. So let's wake her up real quick.
Pulled pork down there if you guys want some sandwiches. But you gotta get to that before they're going.
That white sauce was tasty.
Thank you. Hey, we got some pulled pork left down there if you want some.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so I promised you guys, you know, I was gonna shoot this thing, and what really inspired me to do it on this particular video, because like I said, I've had the one Glock magazine loaded for a year and whatnot, and before I feel comfortable with the magazine, I typically have it loaded for about a year before I go about using it and whatnot. You know, the magazine, this is not the original magazine that came with this one. I think I bought this one at a gun show for a few bucks. You know, this is, honestly, this thing has been loaded for 3 or 4 years. So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'm not going to charge it to the firearm itself, because I have tried this numerous times and it has not failed on me yet. In the event it failures speed up the magazine, I will charge it to the magazine itself. So in the event you guys were thinking, you know, you want to get that gun you always wanted or always seen in the movies, that's pretty much what this is. I mean, obviously, you know, I'm not carrying this thing, you know, on me, you know, but I'll let you guys be the judge as to whether or not you want one. Pay attention, let me get this thing loaded, and we'll see how it fires. Like I said, keep in mind, this has been loaded for 3 years, like no less than 3 years. I mean, I bought this thing, you know, back when the Trade Center was open around here. I mean, that's been a while. So if it fails to feed, I'm not going to charge it to the gun itself. I'm going to charge it to the magazine, because like I say, I fired this numerous times with the magazines that it came with, and it fired just like that. So and this thing is awkward as hell to hold. I don't know if you want to hold it with one hand, sideways, or upright. So just bear with me on it, guys. And I mean, with this thing being heavy, as you know, this could be a boat anchor. With it being so heavy, you barely feel that this is a 45 ACP. I mean, the recoil on it, I mean, it's like the equivalent to me shooting this 9 over here. So I mean, if you guys are thinking about getting one, you know, obviously this isn't going to be your concealed carry, but it looks cool, and that's all that matters. Let me fire this with one hand. I'm going to do it with my offhand, which already feels kind of weird. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to fire with my firing hand, but I'm going to do it one-handed just to see if I'll notice a difference. This thing is heavy. I mean, this is almost about as heavy as it was with those drums over there. I mean, it's pretty cool, but it's just heavy as hell. So. So far, so good. I mean, like I say, after being loaded for well over 3 years, I mean, the magazine, I bought it used from some guy who had it at the Trade Center and whatnot. And I mean, so far it has not failed. And I think the one bad thing that I did have to say about this is, you know, with either magazine, the one that came with it or any of the aftermarket magazines I bought, none of them locked the bolt back on me. So, you know, that's I'm not a big fan of that, but I get it. You know, I get it. You know, it's just a indicator that, hey, I'm out of ammo. So, you know, it's one of those features you would like to have. But let me try to hold this thing sideways with one hand real quick, you know, as we've seen in the 90s and whatnot. So pay attention. Like, this thing is heavy as hell, so you know, you're gonna feel it. This is something you're gonna carry with you, obviously. It's one of those things that just makes you happy when you bought it. You know, so let me try this thing one-handed. And I think that was it. Yep, that was it. And like I mentioned earlier, this thing, it won't lock your bolt back, unfortunately, which is one of the most obvious indicators that you're out of ammo. But overall, this thing had been loaded for well over 3 years. Like I said, I just found this magazine when I was digging out this Glock magazine I had. But other than that, I think it fires fine. And like I said, it looks cool. So